Welcome to the StudioPTBO podcast. We are back. This is super exciting. We have Jason Wilkins here today. Buddy, you had some pretty exciting stuff happen today.
Yeah. And today being, what is the date? Today is Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day. So this is like a prime day. This is a good day for, people who are in relationships, and it's a great day for you.
Yeah. A lot of love going out to Jason Wilkins today. Tell us what happened.
So take it back to about 3-4 weeks ago. I created an illustration just for the fun of it of The Rock and Jumanji 2. So they had just put out the cast for Jumanji 2. So I thought, sure, I'll draw them up and I'll put it out there and see. And the goal was to kind of get some traction and get it out there and see what would happen. And then today I was just walking along and noticed that they were starting production today. And he posted like him holding a Jumanji game piece, I guess it was.
Okay.
So I just replied like something quick because I wasn't sure like what I was going to say. I just said boom, and then I just sent out the picture, and he retweeted it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Nuts. And he said, I can't remember.
I see you're ready to play.
I see you're ready to play.
Jumanji
with the clapping emoji.
Yeah. So you're gonna grab that tweet and like you're gonna throw that up in the section there just to
Electric City Rob in the house.
So we're gonna give you a little shout out with your handle underneath
there.
Sure. Just right at the bottom right hand.
So it's literally been retweeted, and this was as of 20 minutes ago, 2,160 times.
Yeah.
And retweeted 135 times, favorited 2,160 times. Like amazing. And literally you're walking downtown Peterborough.
Yeah.
You're timing it. This is part of life, right? It's
Yes.
timing.
Totally.
You're very strategic about that, right?
100%. So like this is it's always in my face. It doesn't matter kind of where I am. And life threatening at times, I guess, walking the streets. But no, always. Actually, I was just coming out of my accountant's office. And I'm like, oh, we'll see what's going on. And then that's when,
it's
just
like
crazy.
Your accountant's going to feel a lot better about you now.
You can expect a lot more too.
So do you get like a few weeks ago or maybe a month ago, I got retweeted by Gary Vaynerchuk. I did a tweet after I watched the show with him and Scooter Braun, and I got like a real rush off it. Like he favorites her a lot, but he doesn't retweet, and it made my day.
Sure. Yeah.
Is this like, how did it feel for you? Did you get a rush?
You 100% get a rush. It's kind of bizarre because like I'm excited and everything, but it's more I did it. It's almost like a game because you do it in hopes of that happening.
Right.
But then when it happens, it's kind of like
it doesn't feel real.
Cool. Okay,
totally.
it's
What's
happened.
next?
Now what?
Yeah. Now
right?
what?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that's awesome. And so now what's
well, you're going to get leads off it. You're going to get
Right.
exposure. I mean, you're on our podcast now right away. I literally like bumped Electric City Rob, who was coming on to talk about content marketing.
2 weeks,
like,
2 weeks in a row.
And Rob, poor Rob. I'm sorry, Rob. I love you, brother, but you're going to continually get bumped by
There's so much.
stuff.
There's so much shade thrown at Electric City Rob today. It's so amazing.
But like this is an awesome moment, and okay, like Twitter. So your game is primarily on Instagram. So in a perfect utopian world, and this is close to it, he shares it now on Instagram too, right? That you hope that would happen, right?
That's kind of the goal, for sure. Yeah.
So most of your game is on
because I'm an illustrator and my stuff is so visual. Like that's my platform, right? And that's kind of where I would love to see it. But I mean.
Yeah, so if he posts to Instagram, right, he would probably get say 20 to 50,000 likes, right? Comments,
Totally,
and probably more leads. But you're going to get ROI off of this. It's great exposure for what you're doing, and you are truly. And I've told people this for a while. Like Jason is one of the best illustrators anywhere in the world. He just happens to be out of Peterborough, Canada, right? So kudos to you.
Thank you.
And he wouldn't have retweeted if he didn't.
Yeah,
right?
and that's,
it's real.
That's true too. Yeah. I guess so. It's just it's kind of surreal.
Like, what was the process that went into you like creating this? Like, like maybe take me through your mindset of like because like you're thinking like a business person.
Yes. Yeah.
But you're a creative. So how did you go through that process of actually thinking like this, like it? Almost like attacking culture, like in what's happening in culture right now.
It's free work.
It's free work. It's spec work.
Yeah, spec.
Yeah. Like what was going through your head?
It's I guess it's like how I approach everything. It's just what I think I'm going to enjoy. It's to be an artist. You're selfish, and I said that actually my wife and I had a conversation about it last night. And it literally, there is an element of being an artist that you have to be selfish. And I only do this because I love to do it. I mean, so when I do things like that for myself that are just because, it's because A, I like the people that I'm drawing. Yeah. And B, I'm hoping that it gets some traction and then that my reach expands.
Yeah, it's cool.
Bit, right?
It's cool that your passion play turned into like one of your most like shared pieces of content.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you hope for any content creator or anything. You hope that that's what comes from it. That's not always the end goal, but it's nice when it happens.
Now you're working right now with the Blue Jays.
Yes.
You're doing that, and you're doing some character drawings. Maybe for the content creators out there, like what did that process look like of like, it's like you have that creative element in you, but you recently have gone out on your own.
Yeah.
And you're doing your own thing now. Yeah. So what advice would you have for like a creative that is maybe working, in a creative agency that kind of wants to go out on their own?
Yeah, that's always a tricky one. Especially when you have mouths to feed.
Yeah, totally.
It's literally just, and we know this well, it's patience, right? Yeah. And it's just literally 20 years in the making. Like when I was bringing people through my studio, like it's a small space. It's 19 feet by 6 feet or something like that.
And where are you? Like where are you located?
Just above Watson and Lou on
awesome.
Water Street. So it's a small space, but it is, I tell people, it's a culmination of 20 years of work to get that.
It's the best space you've ever had.
It's the best space I've ever had.
That's the way when I see it on social.
And it's just like you pinch yourself, but it takes time, it takes work, and it takes just knowing yourself. And I don't think there's anything wrong with doing something else and then doing that as well.
No, and Jason's been side hustling for years, right?
Yeah.
Really, before you decided I'm just going to go for it. Like I'm ready. I have enough clients under my belt that if I don't do it now.
Well, yeah, and you just get so busy that you have the choices kind of made for you, right?
Yeah, totally. Was there like a defining moment though? Like was there like a moment in time where you said to yourself, like, I really want to go out on my own and I really want to do my own thing? Like was there a specific client that came along that kind of allowed you to do that, or like what was it?
It just became a thing where I had my hands in so many different things. And again, that's another piece of advice, is just to diversify.
Yeah, totally.
Because if you don't, especially as an artist, then you're dead in the water before you get started, right? But it just became like I had my hands, and I still do, in so many different things that you always have stuff coming at you. So then there's a certain point where you're like, I can't half-ass what I'm doing. So I had to kind of steer the ship and just do it, like 100%, right?
And so Jason has a lot of corporate clients right now. He works with across Canada. You've been in Toronto, Montreal, like all over the place, not just Peterborough. And what I like about what Jason does is he really is a practitioner. He really documents everything he does. He really takes us behind his work on Instagram stories. He really truly sees them, primarily Instagram, as a TV channel, as a modern day version of it.
And I see your ad on Instagram. It's awesome. He does the motion, like the fast motion time lapse. And it's awesome.
And Jason, I don't know, you could tell us how many leads you get, but literally your game, and you're getting hundreds of new followers every week. Like it's working, right? It's real.
It is working. It's also pay for play. Yeah. So like I pay to get the reach that I'm getting,
but it's dirt cheap compared to tradition.
It's dirt cheap. Yeah. It's just putting out the content, and I'm not entirely comfortable with being on camera.
And meanwhile, Neil's like, you have 15 minutes.
I'm sorry.
So this is fine, and because I'm talking to you guys. Yeah. But for myself, like I've tried, and it's gone horribly wrong. I did a Facebook Live, and it just can't. I just know.
You're just like, I'm afraid I'm gonna drop an F-bomb.
No. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of live either. Actually, like we'll do it for snippets on Instagram. Yeah. But we're not a big fan of live. It can cut out if you don't say. You can get. It's almost like live TV. I used to do in Toronto, and I know when I'm slipping up, and then. You're overthinking it, right? In the moment. Yeah.
There are so many ways, we went to Tahoe last year and we did a Facebook Live 24-hour isolation challenge where we live stream for 24 hours. But we had really expensive equipment in order to do that.
It was Cody in a culvert for 24 hours straight.
Such a dick.
No, the culvert was
what he's explaining now is he's explaining the fact that I fell in a culvert and I cracked my ankle and I fractured it and I was in a boot for like 6 weeks.
Right.
So thanks.
You're welcome. you're fine now. It's a life experience.
Yeah, exactly. So, coming back to, I guess, content creation, like, how do you find doing content creation and, drawing your characters and like doing all of your art versus running a business? Like, how do you jump back and forth from running a business, like, thinking like from an operator's mindset to like a creative? Like, how do you do both?
I hate running my business. A
lot of creatives say that.
Like, I hate it. And so it's tough to separate yourself. Like, if I'm in the studio and I'm drawing, I could be doodling, and I'd rather do that over like anything that has to do with running the business.
That's fair.
So I have to make a conscious decision on a day by day, like to say, okay, you're going to chop out a number of hours to do, whatever planning for the month.
Time management.
You're really okay. Or, like I don't have a content calendar per se, but I kind of know when I go in, like today, this should go up. It's been a while since I've done that, or that kind of thing. But I also know it comes natural to me, and like I said, like I've decided now that I just can't do the
stay in your lane with stuff.
Yeah, so
you're very self-aware.
So for sure. So that's why the time lapse stuff I'm cool with, because it's fast and you don't really like. I'm just drawing. I'm not talking.
It's pretty edgy too. Like it's really it really catches my attention when like I'm scrolling through Instagram. I'm like,
stops the scroll, right, Cody?
Yeah. Stop the scroll. No, it's huge, and that's something like what we're doing right now. Like we're literally taking tweets that we're tweeting and posting them to Instagram because it's this. It's what BuzzFeed has been doing for the longest time.
Different. It stops the scroll.
Yeah, it stops the scroll. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything to get attention, but in a genuine way. It's still the truth of who we are, right? So no, I'm super impressed by everything you've done. Like literally, I think I had you on my PTBO Can show about a year ago, and you've just like since then just come leaps and bounds. And you'd really attribute a lot of
How
it
long
just
ago was
to
that?
I think it was about a year ago.
About a year ago?
Yeah, it was definitely our old set.
Yeah.
Like we've grown too. Like we're all growing together, right?
Yeah,
it's like
totally.
What's so you played the long game. What does it look like for you like in the next few years? What's the goal?
I think the goal is I have a few things in the works as far as a rebrand. Not an entire rebrand, but another section to my company that is catered more towards high-end corporate. So I'm still doing corporate, but there's another tier to corporate.
Yeah, Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies.
Yeah, like kind of the big guys, and to do that,
love it.
To do that,
you need The Rock to retweet you.
Well, that's good. That's a nice start. But it's also less
tag Kellogg's.
Yeah. It's less cartoon, and it's getting into some more fine art stuff, and it has to do with live drawing as well. So it's a combo of digital, fine art. So that's probably coming in the next 6 months ish.
Off the same handle?
No,
or are you going to diversify?
It's going to be
spin-off Instagram.
It's going to be spin-off, and it'll be a new name. And a new
I
brand,
like it.
New brand.
Interesting. So how are you gonna?
Yeah. How can people find out about this
there?
when you launch
You're
it?
gonna use your main channel to spin off to this.
Yes. So that's probably how I'll do it. And to be honest, I have no clue. But that sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Can I ask you, out of all honesty, why wouldn't you have just stay off the main channel, keep it all on the main channel, because you're building such high numbers there. I'm just curious what your thought. I'm not saying right or wrong. But what's the thinking?
So the thinking is building out a different company that that's seen as an independent. So I want over the next 20 years to have something like that I can either build off of or sell.
Okay.
Exit strategy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm trying to think of, because as an artist, like, I mean, I could go for who knows how long, forever, but it would be nice to have something where I have someone else working it.
Totally.
And then, so
your kids are pretty creative.
My daughter.
Your daughter, I've seen you show
she
some.
just got in the arts program.
She's got your
really
DNA,
good.
man.
She's really good.
Yeah.
So, and then other than that, it's just doing my thing and creating more and new ways to do it. And like 4 years ago, I had no idea I was going to be doing digital anything.
But you pivoted.
But you pivot. And
Yeah.
What were you doing 4 years ago?
4 years ago. What was I doing?
It seems like a eternity ago.
What were you doing?
I don't
on
know
this
what
day
I was doing
4
4 years ago. I wasn't here.
What was Valentine's Day 40 years ago? What were you doing?
Well, let's not get into it. Oh, he was watching The Notebook.
Yeah, right.
Probably.
Yeah.
Chocolates, roses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Is this the best moment in time for you right now? Like, do you find
without
that
a
you're as
doubt.
happy as you've ever been? Right? Yeah.
It's crazy to think, like, if you had shown, like 10-year-old me like this and walked me through, hey, come look at your studio, and hey, look at, you drew this, or hey, like, oh my God, like, yeah.
The way you feel about your studio is I feel about this room and this building.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I feel like we can do anything out of here.
Yeah.
We can build an iconic, brand out of here. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter where you are anymore.
No. And
you don't have to be out of Toronto.
No.
You're just as attractive being out of Peterborough.
No, 100%.
Right?
It's really interesting.
It mattered, and it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. And it's just literally committing. Like, I found that it's only been 5-ish months since I've totally gone on my own. That once you commit, it's just like stuff starts to happen.
Now you're just all in.
You're just all in, and there is no, oh, maybe I won't, or maybe I will, or it's just
You're all in.
You are.
Fear?
Yeah.
Is fear part of it that drives you every day?
Fear is, but it's not like the fear that's the crippling kind of like, oh no, I'm, what if? I do think those things, but it's not, it kind of pushes me, and I don't really overthink it too much. It's there, but doesn't hold me back. Or
did something happen with VaynerMedia recently too? Did you say something was
Yes.
possibly in the works? You
Yeah,
sent
yeah,
a
yeah,
poster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about
That was another instance
Yeah.
of just hammering out stuff. So I sent a time lapse video to D-Rock, and
I have a story for you after.
yeah.
Okay.
It hasn't happened yet.
Well, it hasn't happened yet,
Yeah.
but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you go
So
first.
let's tell the story when it happened.
So so I sent him a few of the time lapse on Snapchat, and then he just said, "Yeah, these are really good." So that was like a month or month and a half went by, and then Sky and Danny, who are two of the creatives at Vayner, I guess, CC'd me on an email.
I love it.
With
Yeah, I love it.
D-Rock, and said, we have our studio in New Jersey that they were just building, and that they're building a second or third level on the end of this year, I guess. They said, yeah, do you want to draw on the walls there? Like, we'll fly you out.
That's awesome.
And
They're going to fly you out too.
yeah.
Amazing.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, so we'll fly you out. I said it's a gift, like I'm not charging, and you can come draw on the walls.
Do you need an assistant?
Yeah,
yeah. Not with your chicken scratch.
You're very domesticated.
Yeah, you are very domesticated.
so it's pending a date, because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, we don't really know when it's going to be finished, and so
You'll make it work.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very one of those things where you just
never know.
You just do it, and
But you try. Like, there's so many people don't even try. They're like, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to get retweeted by The Rock.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you actually have more opportunity because
Yeah.
you're 1% that is going to try.
You asked.
The 99% is not going to try.
100%. You
Yeah.
asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
For
your
sure.
intuitions, like your instincts
Yeah.
today were like bang on. You came out of your accountant's office. You're like, and you just did it. You didn't overthink it. You just like, bam.
No.
You just
No.
texted it to him. No, you're not on text with him yet.
Yeah. Oh,
You'll get there. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Wait a minute. No,
You'll lay it the smack down.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah, but it's awesome, man. We're just, we're so proud of you. And, what you're doing is literally what we preach every day to clients is like, tell your story, document your journey.
Yep.
And build your profile build your brand, and because you are a brand. Jason Wilkins is a brand. Like, no matter how big or small you are, think of yourself as a brand, and it's ROI positive, man. To giving away stuff for free, creating stuff for free,
Yeah.
and then it all comes around. Not
Yeah.
giving everything away for free. We talk about this.
Right.
There's some artists
Yeah.
who go through their life, everything's free, and you've really learned the fine
Yeah.
art of mixing commerce and art.
Yeah, totally. And that again takes time, and it takes some confidence, and like a lot of creatives don't know how to do it to begin with, and they get I mentioned to you before about getting like super romantic about their art, and which is fine. I've never gotten super romantic about my art. Like, I love it and I love creating it. once it's done,
it's out there.
See
Just
ya.
let it go.
You and I have
Right.
the same type of ethos when it comes to that, where it's like I want to create good content.
Yeah.
And I want the content to be compelling and
Yeah.
edgy, but at the same time, it's like the name of the game now is distribution.
Yeah.
It's like it's no longer the 30-second
Yes.
ad that
Yeah.
somebody's gonna watch
Yeah.
on TV because no one's watching TV,
Yeah.
and then B, it's like how much content can I actually produce in order to get
Yes.
in front of the audience, especially when the distribution's free now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's we share the same
Yeah.
type of ethos when it comes to that.
Yeah. That's really true, and I think really only when you said it did I think it, like that is kind of the reason why I love creating, just because I like to see what it's going to do. Like
Totally.
just to put it out there and
And
say,
do you ever take stuff down because it's not doing well?
No.
I
Never.
love that.
No.
Just
Yeah.
let it go. We
And so-
never take stuff.
Either do we. Well, we have
Would
taken
10-year-old Jason
yeah.
Wilkins take it down on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause-
probably.
Yeah.
But it is super interesting because if you look at trends like of happening, like
Yeah.
your daughters like have
Yeah.
said before, if
Yeah.
something doesn't get
That whole generation
X amount
right
of
now.
likes within the
Yes.
course of
Yeah.
10 to 15 minutes, they
Yeah.
take the post down. So it's super interesting to see, like how business owners can,
Yeah. Don't worry
look at
about it.
engagement. Yeah, but like
don't-
it's just like
yeah, I
the
get
next
it.
post that I post might get engagement.
Yeah.
Right.
And as we all know,
It's a barometer.
a lot of the stuff we put out anyways is not even getting seen.
Could you imagine if you never tweeted The Rock?
Yeah.
Imagine if you never would have done. Imagine if you would have saw that specific photo.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's just not good enough.
Because you can
Yeah.
overthink it too. Like in his mind,
Yeah.
you could go, other people are going to see on his feed that he tweeted at The Rock and go, yeah, Wilkins trying to get
Right.
retweeted. But,
Yeah.
Right? So
Right.
let's be
There's
honest, there's that
skepticism.
mentality that plays into it too. Not with you necessarily,
No.
but I'm saying with other people.
But it happens.
No, and it happens to me where I think even as I was creating that leading up to it, I had someone tell me, what's up with this? What's up with the Rock thing? Why you like? What's going on? What are you doing there?
Are you going to get back to them now?
Yeah,
Here's
yeah,
what's up
yeah.
with it.
yeah. Like, why are you pushing that out so much? Yeah, exactly. I'm like, hey.
I think you should. Can you respond now on air? Here's what. Here's
Can we
why
call that
Yeah.
person? I would love to have them on the podcast. Yeah.
And yeah, that's again just like
Yeah.
you literally should have zero cares, and like it doesn't matter. Like, and you just put out what you know or what you believe in, and even if it tanks, who cares? Like,
Love it, man. I love the attitude. And Jason, I should say, is on our set here, our backdrop. I love that he contributed that. Thank you so much. Quaker's such a part of our DNA
For sure.
here and really appreciate you being part of that.
Yep.
And the show today. And, so where can people follow you? And we'll put up your Instagram handle along with
Yep.
that tweet. Rob's going to put up the tweet.
Awesome.
I should let you know that, so Jason then posted it to Instagram as well. Very smart. He leveraged the tweet and posted it on his main feed, and I'm
And
sure you
LinkedIn.
will distort
And
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yep.
We post everything to LinkedIn now.
Well,
I love
we talk about that, the big four. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn,
and
Twitter.
Facebook too.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you leveraged that
Yeah.
tweet. Didn't just leave it there.
No.
You sprayed it everywhere
Yes,
else.
and
And I
of
would
course.
too.
Yeah.
100%.
I would
Yeah.
be postering all around Peterborough
And that
and
won't
like
be the
putting
end.
on buses.
Oh,
and
yeah.
oh,
yeah. Yeah, and that won't be the end of it either. I'll
I'd be going super old school.
I'll trickle it out over the next couple days too, probably
stuff.
around
And let us know what's not just us. Let us know what comes out of this with the Rock.
Yeah, sure.
On Instagram, I'd love
Yeah.
to hear.
Hey, you never know.
You never know, right?
You just never know.
No,
Yeah.
you don't.
Jason, thank you so much
Thanks
for
so much
being on the
for
show.
having me.
I want to give a quick shout out to Adam, my good friend Adam in Los Angeles. He runs the posterlist.com. Phenomenal fashion site, posters, t-shirts.
They have awesome T-shirts.
Awesome.
Like legitimately. Like
Tom Green has
Yeah.
been wearing them on Big Brother. He wore
Yeah.
them for weeks. And reason being, A, to support Adam, but B, to support, they're going through a huge battle right now. Adam's wife, Rochelle, has breast cancer, and she's being treated in Los Angeles. And Tom wore the T-shirts on Big Brother. He wore Adam's T-shirts to really promote. And the Toronto Star ended up doing an article about it, and it really helped. The poster sales have gone up, or
Good stuff.
T-shirt sales have
good
gone
stuff.
up.
Good.
So Adam, shout out to you on Valentine's Day. Thank you to you guys. Love to you and Rochelle, and you're going to beat cancer. F you,
Yep.
cancer.
Totally.
And, yeah, and I want to link you guys up at some point. Like Adam is another example of like he's managed to really mix. He makes all his own posters,
Yeah.
merch. He's managed to mix the art and the commerce side.
Yeah.
He was my art director years ago at a magazine in Toronto I worked at. He was acting art director, filling in for someone on mat leave, and he said, "This is what I really want to be doing full time is my
Right.
side hustle,
Yeah.
the poster list,
Yeah.
and I want to be doing it in Los Angeles." And guess
Yeah.
what? He's doing it.
That's
Totally.
wild.
I love it.
I love it.
I love how if you're
Hey.
truly resilient like you are, and you're truly talented, and you have a personality and a social game, the world is truly your oyster. Right?
Nothing is impossible.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Nope.
I love it.
Awesome.
Brother, congrats.
Jason.
Thanks so much.
I love it.
Hey, it was absolutely a pleasure.
And Rock, if you're watching right now, like this guy, fly him down.
Yeah.
Like
do it.
Get this guy on text.
Yeah, right now.
So thank you once again for tuning into the Studio PTBO podcast. If you like, share, we'll do whatever you want with this podcast. We really appreciate it. We will see you soon.